Hi everyone, my name is Amber, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my reading plans for the rest of the year. I have all of these books to show you, but first I'm going to talk about some of my goals for the rest of the year. So first things first, I have two main goals for the rest of 2020. The first one is I want to mood read more, because I think at the beginning of the year I had a very set TBR and it was getting to me a bit along with everything else. So I think mood reading is very important for me. It helps keep me relaxed and it helps me read more as well, I think. And then for my second goal, I want to carry on whittling away at my ARC pile, and I also want to not request anymore for the rest of the year, which might be a challenge because I also have a feature that I want to do on my YouTube channel and on my blog in 2021 if everything works out, in which I focus on debut books. But I think I've already contacted all of the people I have to about those, and so the review copies that should be coming in, at least for the first half of the year, are already lined up, I think. So aside from those debut books, I'm not going to request any more advanced readers copies from October until December, so I'm going to be focusing on my ARC pile and on my TBR pile. My NetGalley percentage is currently about 57%, and I want to do another check-in in November, I think, so I can kind of push through until the end of the year, but I want to get that up as well. And in order to increase that percentage, I'm going to have to not request any more ARCs, so that's the second goal of mine. And now on to the third goal of mine, which is to finish reading all of these books. And these obviously aren't the only books that I'm going to be reading, but they are the ones that I want to focus on and prioritise over the rest of my TBR. The first one I'm going to show you is actually an ebook, and that is Oathbringer. I want to read that one before Rhythm of War comes out in November. I'm on a very tight deadline because I also haven't reread Words of Radiance yet, but I'm going to do it. I'm determined to make this happen. That's on the cards. And then I also really want to read The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin because I've heard it's fantastic. I've read one of her books before. I've read the 5th season. I will talk a bit more about that later. But this one is about New York City, which has a soul and people have to protect that soul. I've only seen a couple of people dislike this book so far, at least on my feed, so I have high hopes that it's going to be really, really good. This is a library copy, and so I have to read it soon before I have to give it back. The next one I want to read is one that a friend lent me and I haven't given it back yet, so I should probably read it soon, and that is The Silence of the Girls. This is a retelling of the Battle of Troy. I think it talks about Helen, who was kidnapped. I think it's about another captured queen called Briseis, if that's how you pronounce it, who is also captured by the Greek soldiers, and I think it follows her. And my friend loved this, so I'm very much looking forward to reading it very soon and then finally giving it back. The next one I want to read is Girl, Woman, Other, which I think is a contemporary book that follows 12 characters in the UK, and I think it talks about the Black experience in history and culture in the UK. I think parts of it might be told in verse as well, but I picked this one up originally because it won the Man Booker Prize and I still haven't gotten around to it, so this is one of my top priority books for the rest of the year. The next one is one that I've had my eye on for ages, and I picked it up a couple of months ago, I think, in a book haul, and that is The Water Knife by Paolo Bacigalupi. So this one I think is post-apocalyptic, and it's about, well, the tagline is when the water runs out, blood will flow. So I think there's war over water. I'm kind of in the mood for this in 2020. I don't really know why. You'd have thought that I would be in the mood for like lighter fiction, but I'm not. So I'm going to read some post-apocalyptic books, and my top pick is going to be this one. The next one I really want to get to is one that I've had my eye on since last year when it came out, and that is A River of Royal Blood. So this one is set in North Africa, or North African inspired fantasy, and it's about two sisters, one who has magic and one who does not, and they have to fight each other, and I think it sounds really good. Also, I really love this cover. If you can see it past the shine, it does look really cool. The next one I really need to read is one that I borrowed from a friend years ago because it's one of her favourite books. She recommended it to me and I was like, sure, I will read it at some point. And I think that was in 2015. So that is The Shadow of the Wind, which I actually have no idea what it's about. I think it's about books. It says here that in the old city of Barcelona there is a cemetery of forgotten books. A 10-year-old boy called Daniel chooses The Shadow of the Wind. He grows up and then all of a sudden people are really interested in this same book, and I don't know anyone who has disliked this book. It's apparently incredible, but I have no idea if I'm going to like it or not, or what it's about. I think it's about time that I actually picked it up and read it. And then finally, the last one that I want to show you, but definitely not the last one that I want to read, I just wanted to keep this video quite short and snappy, is The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin, and then The Stone Sky, but that book is in storage at the moment. So this is the second book in the Broken Earth trilogy. I read the 5th season 2 years ago now, I think, and I loved it. It was incredible. The twists in it were fantastic. I didn't see any of it coming. I got very connected to all of the characters, and I realised that N.K. Jemisin definitely deserved deserved all of those Hugo awards that she won. I think she won, or I know that she won an award for every single book in this trilogy, so it must be good. And I'm not sure if she's won any other awards outside of Hugo, but she's written a lot of books and I want to explore her backlist. So I'm going to read this one and then The Stone Sky as well by the end of the year, and I'm finally going to finish this trilogy because I know that I'm going to love it. So those are the main books I want to read by the end of the year. There are only 7 there, or 8 including Oathbringer, so I can definitely fit some more into my priority pile, but I just don't know which ones those are going to be yet. So I think you're going to have to wait until my December TBR to figure out which ones I'm going to have to kind of squeeze in and rush through. But these ones are all ones that I'm very excited about. They're ones that I think that I will love as well, which is also really good because if they're 5-star predictions, then I'm more likely to power through them. So thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below if you have a list of books that you want to read by the end of the year. Let me know what you thought of any of these books if you've already read them, or if you want a full review on any of them on my channel, then do let me know that as well. Thank you for watching and I'll speak to you all in the next video. Bye.